So Titans, when I say today's video is an exciting one, I mean it, because we have got a bunch of Season 2 teasers, stuff you really want to hear about, some kind of mild spoilers, so I just want to put that out there, but I want to weigh in on my opinion on it, because some of this stuff is just, yeah, I have to talk about it. What is up, Titans? Welcome back to a brand new Titans video for Season 2, and as I said in the intro, I wouldn't tease you like that if this wasn't something that you probably all want to hear. However, I do want to just kind of give out a slight warning of mild spoilers, but trust me, I don't like being spoiled on mega stuff. This stuff is more teasers and stuff they'd give out at like a Comic-Con panel, for example, level spoilers. It's not heavy stuff like, oh, this person's gonna die or something like that, but it's still nevertheless stuff you guys have been asking about. However, I do want to give a massive shout out to Titans Access on Instagram, because he is the guy getting all of this information. And you may be saying, Boba, how do you know any of this is true? Obviously, take it with a grain of salt, but Titans Access knows a lot of stuff. He is very reliable, and let me just put it that way. But trust me, I wouldn't be speaking with such conviction if I wasn't confident about a lot of it, and a lot of it is very, very believable. But I'll leave Titans Access's freaking Instagram, I can't talk, down in the description below so you can follow him for yourself and keep up to date. But of course, if any other Titan stuff like this comes out, be sure to know that I'll give my opinion on it, see how I think it could factor in and weave into the Titan Season 2 storyline. So make sure you do subscribe so you never miss out on a single Titans update video, because you guys know I've got your back that way. And if you do go on to enjoy this video, I know it's a bit more plugging, but it really, really does help out. Make sure you remember to leave a like on it, just to show your support for Titans and the content that I'm making. So I'm going to go through this list in kind of no particular order, but some of it is actually stuff I know to be true, and I've heard about before. So that should reassure you guys as well with some things. Starting with number 1. Trigon will be shown in at least one shot in his demon form in the first episode. Now, you would have to think that's going to be the case. One thing, now, whether you have mixed opinions about this or not, Deathstroke is the main antagonist of Season 2. I know some people think that they're going to rush Trigon, though. I do get that. I've expressed that myself, saying, considering how much of a big villain Trigon is, surely he would be some kind of overarching villain. Like, you know, he's Justice League level stuff. The idea of seeing his demon form really, really does excite me. I mean, we basically got a little bit of a tease from that, from what you're seeing on screen right now. When Raven was pulling him out the mirror, we just saw his kind of arm coming from the other dimension that he was in, but imagine that in full scale. I'm very excited. Now, the next one is very interesting, and I'm probably going to say this for every single one. Supposedly, all Bruce and Dick Grayson fighting scenes are flashbacks. There will be multiple fighting scenes with Batman, but they will kind of be in the flashbacks. However, of course, there will be present day scenes like with Robin and you know, Bruce. However, like, if you're talking flashbacks, it just makes sense. I mean, all the pieces of the puzzle, as I like to say, are kind of landing in together when you hear all this info. We're going to see stuff in the past with regards to Dick Grayson and Batman. But apparently, we could see the flashback of the actual time where Dick Grayson, you know, in Robin mode, leaves Ian Glenn's Bruce Wayne / Batman. I would be, like, killed to see that scene. It's going to be, like, very dramatic. I think this is something that has to be explored given the drama behind the whole Batman stuff. So let me know what you guys think about that. And if you're liking this so far, there's a bunch of more things like this coming. Now, some of you guys may have already heard this, but the Batman suit is apparently a cross between the new 52 suit and the Arkham suit from those who have seen the concept art, which really does excite me. For those wondering about when Nightwing will get his suit, it will be around episode 4 and 5. And if you watched my last Titans video, which was my wish list, I will leave that in the cards above, just talking about obviously everything I want to see in Titans Season 2 come to fruition. I said around mid-season. It just makes sense given what we've seen in the trailer, you know, with Dick Grayson talking to Bruce Wayne and him mentioning how I see you made the news with your old Titans friends. That was after they defeated Trigon. This is probably where he's going to get access to the Titans Tower with the help of Bruce, and Bruce will probably, you know, whilst reconciling with his former protege, Robin, well, now Nightwing, well, not yet, he will give him the Nightwing suit along the way. It just makes sense that it will be around episode 4 and 5. This kind of stuff is expected, but Donna Troy will be included in a fight with Deathstroke. Not exactly like 1v1, but, you know, Deathstroke will fight the Titans. However, there will be a Nightwing and Robin, in terms of like Jason, with a 2v1 with Deathstroke apparently in episode 8. And that just, guys, do I even need to explain why I'm absolutely kind of drooling at the idea of seeing that on the screen? Now, this next one I'm going to say, please let it be true. If you've been watching my Titans videos for a long time, or whether I've talked about Wally on Stargirl, yes, Wally, you guys know how I feel about this, and probably a lot of the fandom does. And as I said, Titans Access has been right and reliable and things before, so as I said, take this as you will, but Wally will have a small Easter egg apparently in Season 2, and from what I take from that, the future apparently does look bright for Wally in Season 3. And initially we thought he would be on Stargirl, but that is now a different character, even though that guy looks, you know, like he would be cast perfectly for Wally West, but it does make sense if we get him somehow in Season 3, or in, you know, just in Titans in general rather than another show. My God. Now, for those wondering about Ravager, she will have a comic book accurate suit in Season 2, which just makes sense to me. A lot of these things, you know, you just would assume to happen at some point or another, probably like later in the season for something like this, potentially. But now onto Jason Todd. Supposedly his rage is going to be getting a lot worse in Season 2. And apparently Bruce Wayne will also address this as well. Makes perfect sense. We get an England's Bruce Wayne. Why wouldn't he comment on what we saw teased from Jason Todd last season, especially given how he's going to be getting much worse this season? But linked to that, guys, apparently Batman and Robin, like obviously Jason Robin, will go after a known Batman villain around episode 5. So this doesn't seem like it's going to be a flashback. This seems like it could very well be a present day scene. I hope that's the case. When I first heard this, I kind of interpreted it like, you know, obviously it's after Dick Grayson, so that kind of makes you think, oh, this could be present day. But just given it's Batman, it just makes me think that could be the past. But if it is present day, it does kind of make perfect sense to me in my mind with the imagery that I get so easily with these things, that, you know, given what we just spoke about with his rage getting a lot worse and how we know Bruce Wayne will acknowledge that this season, I can just see it happening, that we get that kind of little cliche Batman and Robin going out scene. Whatever way they choose to actually adapt this could be very quick, could be quite a cool long scene, who knows. But maybe that's when England's Bruce Wayne / Batman will have that conversation with Jason after something maybe goes a bit too far with their encounter with a known Batman villain. But that's just pure speculation at this point. Would love to see your theories on this as well. But also, what Batman villain could we be seeing? Last time we got quite cool teasers of people like Two-Face, Riddler and everything, but that wasn't a reality manipulation. But one thing about DC Universe, guys, is that they do have a lot more rope to play with. Now, for those wondering about Starfire in Season 2, as we know from the trailer, she's got completely different hair. A lot of people are much happier with that. But as for her suit, it's a lot similar to her Rebirth design now, with pink instead of purple and apparently white gloves, as well as white outlining on the suit. So, you know, I'm wondering if they have completely kind of, from what we got teased, with the scenes that were kind of cut from the last 2 episodes of Season 1, it's completely changed from anything we saw there. Maybe it's even different, more different now. Now, as for Superboy's powers, apparently he can do super leaps this season and will be kind of learning to fly over time. So, oh man, I just can't wait to see if all of this does come to fruition in Season 2. And as I said, assuming this is true, that's gonna look awesome. But to be honest, guys, as I kind of keep saying, it just makes sense. Why wouldn't Superboy be able to do a super leap? Like, that's one of his kind of base powers before flying. So if Titans Season 2 didn't do that, it would just be kind of weird. Talking about powers though, Rose will have her ability to see in the future. I'm super intrigued how this could come into play with the story in Season 2 and how this will aid certain characters, maybe like a father. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Now, Superman, guys, and yes, you heard me right, Superman. I first heard about this in a live stream the other day when another YouTuber told me about it. I was just like, oh my god, like, really? I didn't hear about that. But then, lo and behold, apparently we could very well be seeing Superman, like Batman, in kind of bits and pieces in Season 1. So you guys remember how that was scattered? He was like in the shadows. He was never very clear. apparently they might be introducing Superman that way. Now, for those wondering, oh, what's the point if they're going to do it that way? I don't kind of view it that way. I think it's a very nice addition. And I gave this example to somebody I know earlier, but with what we know about Superman appearing in season 2 in little tidbits like this, potentially, I can perfectly imagine a scene where, since we know we're getting Dick Grayson flashbacks, to, you know, obviously of his time as Robin with Bruce Wayne, he's walking in the Batcave, but as soon as that kind of happens, like in the stage direction-y kind of way, we see Superman kind of like fly out the Batcave as soon as that kind of scene opens, as Dick, you know, maybe goes on to like argue with Bruce in that scene, but before he does that, he kind of nods at this figure, and we see a bit of the cape flap, the blue, the symbol as he flies out, but it'll be as quick as that. But maybe that is all we're getting, but that is just incredibly, as I said, nice detail to have. Obviously, that's not what I'm saying will happen, but just given what I know now, that would just give me shivers with Robin going in the Batcave like that, nodding, and we see Superman just fly out very quickly. Yes. Now, for those wondering, apparently there are even more characters that we don't know about. Now, that really doesn't kind of worry me too much, just because I still think that any further characters will just be, as I said, like, for example, the villain, the Batman villain, Jason and Bruce could be going after in episode 5. Just things like that. They won't feature too much. It might be just things like that. So don't worry. Don't sweat too much about that if you are a bit worried about the whole too many characters thing already, which you have to wait and see. Now, this one I didn't kind of actually expect to see. Apparently, Jason and Rose will be getting very, very close this season. So make of that what you will. You're probably sick with me reiterating this, but I just want to keep saying it to, like, give credit to how, you know, potentially these could be very, very true. They just keep making more and more sense. Like, you know, Alfred will be in the show. Why wouldn't he be? It makes sense because we're getting England's Bruce Wayne. We heard Alfred's voice in season 1. We even saw Shadowy Alfred. I think we saw his number on Dick Grayson's phone. So considering they're now giving us Bruce Wayne, why wouldn't we get Alfred? So that just sounds sweet to me. Cannot wait to see actually Alfred, you know, in the Titans iteration. Another one is that Ravager and Jericho will join the Titans. But as I said, this is kind of one of the things we knew before. I remember kind of reporting on this, if you will, from like character descriptions DCUniverse gave about these characters when we first learned they were joining Titans Season 2. But also, whilst we're just talking about Jericho, he will have his black and purple suit, as well as having his comic book accurate powers such as possession. Super intrigued. I've got my ideas in my head that I've already spoken about before with Jericho in terms of how he will use those powers. Will it really be in servitude of Deathstroke? Another little fun tidbit is that Jason and Gar will apparently team up in episode 5. I also have seen little leaked clips recently. It's going around Twitter or something of Superboy in like a trench coat with Gar and Crypto. I wouldn't exactly maybe call that a team up. I won't go too in detail about those scenes just in case you don't want any kind of spoilers with that. I don't think there are any really, apart from what I just kind of said that they're together. So hopefully a Superboy team up and Beast Boy as well. But that's not, you know, me saying any kind of exclusive stuff. Like, you may have heard that already. We're getting flashbacks with Deathstroke, but I've also mentioned this before as well. It's just kind of a given. With an antagonist like that, you would expect flashbacks. And I'm really hoping we get some kick-ass flashbacks. Maybe, you know, we will see him in season 2 going after the Titans, but the backstory as to why he is could be given to us in flashbacks. That could be how we get Mercy Graves. That could be how we get the man behind the curtain like Lex Luthor. As I said, guys, my brain, freaking synapses are like going crazy with stuff like this. We're just gonna have to wait and see, as I keep saying. And the last one, guys, apparently Gar will get a special suit so he doesn't appear naked all the time, obviously, when he changes into different animals, which, you know, makes sense, I guess. But as you guys can tell, I'm super hyped about all of this, just because I'm very trusting that all of this is, well, a lot of it, if not all of it, is very, you know, sound. What do you guys think of this? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about my opinions, whether that be what I said about Superman potentially appearing. Could it be done in that way? What do you think about the Batman and Jason stuff? Just all of it. There's just so much hype. So if you want to make sure you never miss out on any key info like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Oh, before I forget, don't forget to check out Titans Access. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't probably be getting this kind of level of teasers for season 2. If you want to join my Discord server, I definitely recommend doing so. The link is literally just down there. You can talk about Titans with me personally. I do have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook for all those who are interested, but that is everything. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you Titans in the next video. Goodbye.